Usually in hospitals, they have, oh, Jiminy Crickets. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Ashley and welcome to Ashley's Roses. Before I begin my video, I'm just gonna state this right now. No, I am not being admitted to the hospital because I know my friends and family are probably like, oh my gosh, hospital essentials. Is she going to the hospital? No, I'm not going to the hospital. I am just sharing some essentials that I have learned over the years of being admitted to the hospital. So with that said, I'm not going to make this intro very long because there are a lot of things that I want to share with you guys. So the hospital is basically going to be your home away from home while you're recovering. Whether you're there for a week or a month or even more than that, you want to make your room very roomy and a reminder of home. So you want to bring a lot of reminders and items from home. So I'm not going to go completely into detail with like essentials that you need to bring, like toiletries and comfy clothes, comfy pajamas, all that stuff. And those are pretty easy things to bring to a hospital. But the things I'm showing you today, some of them you may know to bring to a hospital, and some of them you'd have no idea. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Hospitals never come at a good time. And so sometimes you are in school and you will have to stay up to date with your homework. So that includes bringing your homework. Then if you're into books, bring books. You can bring your electronics, bring your phone, iPad, iPod, laptop, whatever. But don't forget to bring a charger to charge all those electronics. That's also something that can be forgotten all the time. But a little hack that I learned last time I was there is an extension cord, because what I learned last time is that sometimes it can get very annoying if the only outlet is across the room and you don't want to keep asking your parents or the nurses to go and grab your phone or whatever's charging across the room. Behind the bed, sometimes there is an outlet where you can plug in an extension cord. You just have to make sure it's the right kind that will fit into it, and then you can just easily plug in your devices. Also, what I like to bring my Bible and a devotional book. Currently, I am doing the Live Original devotional by Sadie Robertson. I highly recommend it. Also, don't forget a notebook, because sometimes you'll wake up in the middle of the night and have a question for your doctor, and you don't want to forget that question when the doctors come into your room the next day, which is very, very helpful. Also, don't forget a binder that has all of your medications, your doctor's notes, your dosages of medication that you take, which is very helpful when you're admitted to the hospital, because they will be asking you which medication are you on, how much of it, and it's just easier if you have a binder and you can just open it and say, here you go. Another thing that I bring, not all the time, but I bring it sometimes, is I actually bring all my medication with me, because sometimes they don't have what you need on stock currently, so they have to go down and process it down at the pharmacy. And if you need that medication right away, you can just make sure they understand that you're taking it. It's not highly recommended that you bring the medication with you, but it's what I've done, so I recommend it because I find it helpful. Because sometimes, because I know in the past for me, there was an inhaler I needed right away and the pharmacy didn't have it yet. And when I told them I brought it, they're like, okay, well, we can use that until the pharmacy gives us the other one. So sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not, but I recommend bringing it. Bring a calendar, whether it's a calendar that you hang on the wall or a little calendar journal. I like to bring the journals because when you're in a hospital, the days go by so fast or so slow to the point where you don't really remember what day it is or what month it is. So it's very helpful to have a calendar with you. Next, bring facial cleansing wipes, because sometimes you're not able to take a shower in the hospital, and so they'll give you like baby wipes that you'll wipe yourself off with, but you won't have anything that's really good for your face, or then your face might get oily and it just breaks out and it's not pretty. Remember to treat yourself while being in the hospital. I recommend bringing nail polish, because you still want to look pretty and have pretty nails and have spa days there. Bring your favorite movie. Now for me, when I watch movies in the hospital, I have to be very careful with which ones I bring, because usually in movies that are very suspenseful, I tend to hold my breath. And when you're connected to a monitor, alarms will start going off and it'll be like, Ashley can't breathe, Ashley can't breathe. And really, I'm still alive, I'm just holding my breath. And it's really annoying when all the alarms go off. So I tend to stick with movies that don't have a lot of suspense in it. It's different for everyone, but for me, that's just for me. But I like the Annie movie, the 2014 version. Summer of 2015, the only movie that I was able to handle and the only movie that made me smile and laugh was the Annie 2014 version. And I was in the hospital for about a month, and when you have nothing to do except sit around and you watch a lot of movies, I ended up watching this movie about 6 to 7 times a day, every single day, for about a month. So I've watched this movie over 70 times, and it's still my favorite movie, and I know every line and every movement, and yeah. Okay, I didn't have a prop to show this to you because I don't know where they went, but bring your own comfy socks. But the only thing I would say about the socks is make sure they have like rubber padding or rubber bumps on the bottom, because the hospitals really are not comfortable if you have socks that don't have any rubber stoppings on the bottom, because you might slip and fall. So they provide you with those type of socks that have the rubber on them, but they're not really comfortable and fashionable. So if you can find your own comfy socks that still have the rubber stoppings on it, the hospital will allow that. Also, there'll be times when you have to leave your room to go and get x-rays done, or labs, or procedures, or anything like that, and you don't want to just have your socks and you want shoes on. So I recommend like slipper shoes. I have these, they're slippers on the inside and then they're like shoes. You want to make your bed as comfortable and as homey as you possibly can. Last time I was in the hospital, my bed kind of looked like this. This is a quilt that my very close CF friend gave me, and it's upside down in the picture, but it's actually a CF awareness ribbon, and it's very comfy and it just brings a little bit of color to your room. So I highly recommend that you bring a quilt or a bright blanket just to make your bed more comfortable. The hospital does provide you with pillows, but to be completely honest, the pillows are really not that comfortable. So if you want, bring your own pillow, because you want to be able to sleep well at night, and it's kind of hard when you're in a different bed that's not your own, with pillows that aren't your own, and blankets that aren't your own. So that's why I highly recommend that you bring your own pillow. Next, you want to bring, if you want, bring stuffed animals, because it's always nice to have something to hold or just have on your bed. This one I have had with me for every hospital stay that I've had since 2006. And also in 2006, I had an IV in my arm, and I had tape, because you have tape to hold down the IV, and I wanted my lamb to have an IV too, so I taped something on her arm, and there's still tape on here, and it would never come off. So she has tape on her arm from 2006. Fun fact. I don't know if this goes for everybody, but for me, I found it really comfortable to bring a neck pillow with me to the hospital. Just sometimes the way I was positioned in bed, it was not comfortable, and I just could not get comfortable, and if I had something around my neck, it made it easier to sleep. So I brought a neck pillow with me. Okay, so I just recently got this, and I wish I had this when I was in the hospital. But depending on what room you're in hospitals, some hospital rooms can be really cold or they can be really hot. A lot of the rooms that I've been in have been really, really cold, and it's been hard for me to stay warm. And also, there have been times when I've been in pain, like my back's been in pain and I just want like a heat pack. But in the hospitals, they provide like really small heat packs and it does nothing. But if you're able to, bring an electric blanket. See? Electric blanket. It will keep you warm, or it'll help take away the pain that's in your back if you have it. Okay, next, usually in hospitals they'll have either a window bench or a chair for your guests or your family loved ones to sit in. And I think sometimes they just look a little boring. And I would recommend bringing a comfy blanket to put on it, throw pillows, because it will add more color to your room and it'll just be more personalized. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I actually, whoa. Okay, so I just opened this and I bought this, okay, A, I bought this for the video, B, I bought this for college, and C, I bought this for next time I have to go to the hospital. But, guys, okay, it has Velcro on the back and like 10, how many pockets? 10? 10 pockets. And it attaches to anything, like it can just wrap around. This is genius. But anyways, I recommend bringing one of these bedside organizers because if you want something that's just like right next to your bed, easy to access, I highly recommend bringing a bedside organizer so you can just put your most necessary things in it, and it's the most simplest thing in the entire world. And man, I wished I had this last time I was in the hospital. This would have been fantastic. Sometimes the hospital doesn't always have the coffee or the tea that you like. I recommend bringing your favorite tea that you can just enjoy having while you're there. And the hospital will have mugs and they'll have cups, but if you really want to bring your own cups, I recommend that. I like to bring this little smiley face mug. It's plastic, and also the Starbucks travel mug that's also plastic. I don't recommend bringing any ceramic or glass mugs just because if for some reason they accidentally fall, these things won't break. Next, bring your own water bottle. I like using this kind, the one with the straw, the plastic one. I like bringing these types with me to the hospital. Next, bring your own coloring books. Now, a lot of people brought me the popular ones, you know, they de-stress you ones, you know, the ones that are all so complicated. Personally, these stress me out even more because there's just so many things to color, and if you don't finish, it's like really annoying because you have that one little patch that's not colored in, and it's just, I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's like so much detail, and I can't. So, I like to bring like these type coloring books, like little kid ones with Princess Anna and Elsa. Like, I can do that. Those are my type of coloring books, but I can't do the stress ones or the de-stress ones or whatever. But bring your own coloring books and pencils too. Now, I recommend that you bring your favorite games with you to the hospital. Chess, I love chess. I like to bring games to the hospital that make me think. Okay, lastly, this one is probably the strangest one, and you might be thinking, Ashley, what in the world? This is a little DIY to make your room even more personalized and more bright and more homey. How to make your own wallpaper. And you're like, what? At Michael's and Beverly's, they have, I've used these, but they have like these big books about probably like this high of scrapbook paper. And you can just take it out, and then you bring painter's tape because it will not damage the wall, and then you just tape it on the walls in areas that you are allowed to, though. Don't put in areas where you can't, and it'll just get in the way. But put it on like a wall that you're allowed to hang stuff on, and you can have your own wallpaper. And there you can hang up notes and cards that people have given you, or you can write on it, write yourself a little note. Or if you want, you can For instance, take pictures and put it on the wall too. It's just a way to make it a little bit more fun. So those are all of my suggestions and hospital essentials. It's a lot of stuff, but sometimes you're there for more than a week. And I've been in the hospital where I was there for a month, and when you're there for that long, it's pretty draining. But thank you so much for watching today's video. Please feel free to comment below any questions, video suggestions you may have, any feedback for my videos. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to follow any of my social media, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!